beautiful people. What's
up?
going on? All right, so this week we are talking Whitney Houston at The Voice. She came as a hologram. But, what?
Nothing. Nothing. Just, I'll wait till the show to say my opinions. Plus, speaking of The Voice of New York, Miss Angie Martinez has released her book called My Voice. And let's take a trip down memory lane and rehash this whole Angie Martinez, Wendy Williams fight. Because you know we like trash, and this is some trash that is still, 20 years later, worth talking about. So,
out of everything in the book, that was
well, there's some other
about.
good gems in the book, but we know what y'all like to hear about, so we'll talk about that. And then Krystal, like that Home Depot employee that wore the anti-Trump hat, we'll talk about it. It's Friday, May 20th. Yay! Spring diverted. What's spring diverted?
Not in New York City.
Still diverted.
It's still
it's
feeling
not
like
spring,
something
though.
crazy.
Exactly, right?
Let's get into it.
Let's do this. All right, so let's get into it. So this week on The Voice, so The Voice has been trying to do this thing with like a lot of other shows for some reason. They're trying to make this hologram pop, and we saw the Michael Jackson hologram a couple years ago, and it's just like...
And they did Tupac at Coachella.
Yeah, and it's just like, I don't need the hologram. So The Voice decided they want to do a Whitney Houston hologram. It was kind of like, not really confirmed if they were doing it or not, but the video apparently leaked last night, or yesterday, this video, exactly. This hologram of Whitney Houston singing on stage with Christina Aguilera. I guess the segment was supposed to be pre-recorded because The Voice doesn't even come on Fridays. It comes on like Mondays or something. So
it comes on Mondays, and it's not and it is pre-recorded usually. It's not live, like, at all.
No, it has to be live because then they send people home. Is it not? I don't watch that shit.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's neither here or there to this story. So there's a hologram of Whitney Houston. So look, here's some still shots of it. And it's just like, this woman looks nothing like Whitney Houston.
Of course it's Whitney's voice. It's Mama Whitney's voice. It sounds like Whitney. But it doesn't
because they use the track, but they can't use her face.
But being that it's like supposed to be like three-dimensional, and we are still working on holograms like as of today.
As a people.
It just doesn't look anything like Whitney. Even like the dancing moves. And to be honest, this is the Whitney we want to remember. This is the Whitney we love so much. But this is not the Whitney that passed away. Like, this is not the Whitney in the last 5 years.
It's not the Whitney the past 20 years.
Exactly.
Like, even the dance moves, I was like, who is this?
Not Whitney.
So, here's my theory about this. Because NBC says it was leaked. I don't know if I can buy this whole leaking story. So, here's what I'm thinking. Because if you haven't seen the video, we'll put the description in the bio. But in the actual video, there is a timestamp on the side of it to make it seem like, oh, this is something, from like the production trailer, blah, 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 blah. But here's what I think happened. I think NBC was trying to do, because it sweeps. It sweeps on TV. Sweeps is like a very, very, very big rating period. So I think this is something they tried to do to get viewers, which makes sense. Whitney Houston's a big deal. I think they probably had the idea, saw it in pre-production, said, oh, this is great, let's run with it, taped the show. In post-production said, oh, this looks trash, we can't release this, but we've already spent all this money to do a hologram, because holograms cost a lot of money to do, and it takes a lot of time to put it together.
And it's Whitney Houston.
Exactly.
So we're dealing with her family as well.
Exactly. So I think NBC put out all this money, they didn't want to waste the money they already spent, so they said, oh, let's just leak it online, and then you still get press for the show.
Okay.
Well, no, because they're not going to play, but you still get press for the show. People are now talking about The Voice, because we were talking about The Voice last week.
Definitely.
So I think this was a stunt on NBC's side. I think they probably wanted to release this, and then they realized how bad it looked.
And
somebody
not
was just
only
like, pull the plug.
NBC, but it's the family. It's the estate who just canceled the performance because they knew that it wasn't Whitney Houston. It didn't look perfect.
I don't know about that, though. Because that means they had to... For NBC to even go this forth with it, they would have had to sign off with the family early on.
Right, I think
because it makes no sense to do this whole thing and then ask them for permission after.
But it makes me think as well, like they had some sort of agreement in their contract where it was like, if the family decides to cancel it, then they can. Mm-hmm. Because...
I mean, which is fair. Like, if it doesn't look right, then... I agree, then let's just scrap this whole thing.
Well, this all goes to say that if you want to watch The Voice, you can, 8 p.m. on Monday and Tuesday, but you won't be seeing Whitney Houston as a hologram.
So don't watch.
Only on ABC.
NBC.
NBC.
All right, so let's move on. So Angie Martinez is... Angie Martinez. So the girl has released the book, and no shade, no tea. I had nothing else to say. Angie is Angie. And Angie Martinez recently released a book this past week called My Voice. It's an autobiography on her life. And Well, like I've said on this show before, I'm not the hugest Angie Martinez fan, but the girl's got a story to tell. You know, to do afternoons in New York for 20 years, to be at like the first hip hop station like in the country, or maybe the second, because there's always a back and forth of whether Hot 97 was first or K-Day out in LA, or K-Mel.
Hot 97 was first.
But you don't know that, so...
Hot 97 was first.
You don't even like Hot 97.
I liked Hot 97.
Anyway.
It was first.
Anyway.
It's still a very legendary station, and that Wendy Williams did work at the time. And Angie was working there too. And
back in the 90s.
And back in the 90s, Auntie Wendy had a blog popping, and she wrote on it, one of my coworkers is dating Q-Tip from A Tribe Called Quest. Oh well, I guess some women like men who like men. So
before you get into that, the Wendy Williams you know on TV now was the same Wendy on radio 2.0. So like the same Wendy 2.0. So if you're only familiar with Wendy Williams on the television, then you have no idea what you are missing. But Wendy has had a long career of lots and lots and lots of off-the-cuff, inappropriate, your man probably sucks dick comments on the radio.
She's done a lot of maturing.
So, word gets around to Angie that Wendy is talking about her man on the radio. So Angie rolls up. Bitch, what up? You want to get it popping? Because I was there dragging shit by this bathroom mama.
Angie came with class. She confronted Wendy, and then she started swinging on her.
You can't confront somebody with class and start swinging on her. Like, apples and oranges. Apples and oranges.
I personally believe she went in the studio like, so say that shit again.
Yeah.
And then it came into
something. Bitch, stop talking shit.
But in the book, she says that she confronted her, and then she just couldn't take it anymore. So then she started beating up Wendy Williams, and then Wendy just got up, took a broom. Somebody like separated them.
First Angie said she realized Wendy wasn't fighting
back.
And I was like, that sounds very Wendy.
That does sound like Wendy. Like, get off of me. What's wrong with you, girl? Get off of me. What's wrong with you? If you guys don't know, Wendy is a self-proclaimed Valley girl, and she's from Jersey.
No, she is a Valley girl that just tries to act like she's from Brownsville, just because she's fucking a guy from Brownsville.
A Philly girl, but
a Philly girl.
The point is,
Philly rock. I Philly rock on any block.
Okay, so it's just funny because it's like, Wendy, like, always getting in so much trouble. Could never like.
So apparently Wendy like grabs a broom and like tries to like attack Angie with the broom, and Angie's like, it seemed like she wanted to sword fight, and I was just like this doing? Also sounds very true. This whole story just sounds true.
It does.
But it's so funny that a lot of people like don't know this story, because I mean I guess just like the kids are young, like the kids are not hip to the game. But
even people that I do know that just love radio, they don't know radio. They don't listen to the radio. They don't know anything about radio. Yeah. So it's just, I'm not surprised.
But I think this book is going to be very good. I haven't started yet, but even Angie said, she was like, there's no place where like radio is really documented, which is really true. Like there's not like, you know, like, if you want to go like find even like old Johnny Carson stuff, like it's just easier to find old TV stuff and like old movie stuff, and even magazines, like press clippings. But radio was like so poorly documented. So I appreciate this book just from like a radio head and a hip hop head.
Right, because I feel like it all goes into memory that you could only get from certain people's point of view. You can't get it from a camera.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't know. I kind of like it that way. Like you have to read about it to find out like, what's really going on.
But these kids, I mean, obviously radio is going to be better documented now since the internet and YouTube. Like, you know, it's a lot easier to keep up. But yeah, these kids don't know nothing now. Like I remember there was one day I was on Twitter and they don't. And one kid was in Charlamagne's. Charlamagne replied to him. But this kid was like, yo, wouldn't it be mad dope if Charlamagne and Wendy Williams had a show together? And Charlamagne was like, you must be new here. And it's just like, how do you not know that? Like, I mean, I guess if you don't know, you don't know. But
that's what I'm saying.
I feel like that's like such
really
common knowledge.
Radio.
Like, yeah, exactly.
But
2 points for Angie.
Overall, Angie says that she doesn't have any bad feelings towards Wendy Williams. She does watch the show, and it makes her laugh. So.
And her book sold out on like Amazon in like a day. So salute to Angie. Mad respect. All right, so
moving right along.
Yeah, so let's talk about Krystal Lake. So Krystal Lake is this Home Depot employee.
So much notes on this because I love this story.
Let's get to it quickly. So Krystal Lake is a Home Depot employee out in Staten Island. She showed up to work one day wearing this hat that said "America was never great." The internet not the internet, but Staten Island has blown up now. And we're going to go to our reporter in the field, DJ Madam K, for more on this story. Madam K, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay.
All right, so Krystal Lake. I love this story because, one, she's a black girl, 22-year-old, in college, Staten Island living all of her life. And she's been working at this place called Home Depot for almost 2 years. She's never gotten any kind of violation, disciplinary action towards her.
No write-ups, clean record.
Right, she's chilling. And she's also a senior in college as well, so she's graduating soon, which is 2 points for her.
Word.
And she's wearing this hat.
And she's majoring in media studies. So,
hey,
girl, we'll see you at the Emmys one day.
WSIA 89.9. I see you, boo. The point of the fact of the matter is that Donald Trump wears a red hat that says "Make America Great Again," and as opposed to it, she has a hat that says America was never great.
Yeah.
So people are like jumping up, like death threats, outrage, upset, like, what are you doing? Then maybe you should go back to Africa. Those, regular jokes. And she's just like, yo, y'all gotta chill.
Y'all got a whack-ass country.
And
we got a whack-ass country.
We do.
And this shit was never really that popular to begin with.
She goes, I know there's a lot of opportunities, and I just wish we would worry about making America better and not great again, which I totally agree with.
Yeah.
I think Krystal Lake is... I give her 2 points because even after all this, she's not getting fired and she's still going to wear a hat. Just like her other co-workers who wear the Bernie Sanders pins, the Hillary Clinton pins, and the pro-Donald Trump pins. Like...
I be wearing that hat every damn day.
Right.
Every day. every single day. I would go to Chico, downtown Brooklyn, and get Notre Dame 2016 spray painted on a pair of wheat constructions and wear them to work like it's 2003.
And I just want to throw out there that Staten Island, New York City, for those who are not from New York.
Even those who are from New York, they're like, Staten Island?
What's that?
What's that?
It's a borough or not?
That's in Jersey? It's a part of Jersey. Might as well be. Shout out to the
Staten
shower.
Island is a part of New York, and it literally is like 78% of white people, 8% Asian, 12% black. And when I say white people, that includes white and Hispanics. I mean, Hispanics and Latinos.
Oh, I was like, you were not going to put them in the same category. I won't let you do that. I'm not even Hispanic, but I know what you won't do. It's that shit.
The point is that it's just like, even the population, like the demographics, like, girl, you're going to get a lot of hate out there. And I know it's like hard, but you got this, sis. You got this. But what I won't say is to keep antagonizing these people. Like, don't even go about it in the way like, fuck y'all. Like, we don't need this. Like, y'all just hate us. No, because they don't like your political views on Donald Trump or on America.
I'm convinced that all the racist cops that work for NYPD live in Staten Island and Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. So.
Which is another thing because like 88% of Staten Islanders have graduated high school and only 30% graduated with their bachelor's degree. So that says a lot too. So a lot probably don't even know their history because they've depended on the America's education for social studies. For so long.
ELA.
U.S. history, for so long that they just don't know their history. You know how as black people, like, you're like 21, you have to get re-educated kind of when you get to college?
No, that's
it's like you don't learn, you don't know anything about yourself until you reach a point in your life where you just have to re-educate yourself. Because some shit don't sound right anymore.
That was always me though. I was always the one like, but where were the black people at this time? They'd be like, we're learning about ancient, like, Chinese,
black
culture.
People weren't invented yet. Just relax.
Like, but where were the black people at this time? Like, where were we?
Exactly. So, shout out to Krystal and
do it, girl.
We're here for you, sis.
Exactly.
We're here.
All right, so that brings us to the end of our show. I'm Malcolm Smith, and you're watching Still Diverted. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that car!
Say Disney Channel.
Oh, on Disney Channel. Oh, no. How does it do it? He'd be like, hi, I'm Malcolm Smith from Still Diverted, and you're watching Disney Channel. Dun, 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 dun.
Good job. Take care, guys. Have a great weekend.
Exactly right. No, you're lying. So first you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram. I'm at _Hey Malcolm. She's at DJ Madam K.
On Twitter, Facebook, not on Facebook. Instagram.
Make sure you subscribe. Hit that button in the corner for the desktop users. If you're watching on a mobile device, then just scroll down and hit subscribe right there because a lot of people watch on mobile devices.
And if you want to see the older desktop version, you should know this.
Actually, I watch Still Diverted on TV because I have a smart TV. And I'm also on Disney Channel. I'm a smoker on Disney Channel, which is very appropriate. All right, bye, guys. Take care. Have a good weekend. Shout out to everybody going to the Bad Boy Show this weekend. See you guys on Saturday. Shout out to everybody going tonight. It is very awkward. Right? All right, bye, guys.